Hello everyone and welcome back to my opinion. In this video I'll be previewing the second ODI of the series between India and Australia. This will be happening at the Adelaide Oval. Let's get into this preview. As I did in the preview for the first ODI, I'll be starting off with providing stats for this venue. In the last 12 ODIs, batting first has yielded 5 victories, chasing has yielded 7. The average first innings score being 246, the average second innings score being 235, highest first innings score 369, highest chase 299 for 4. And the last two stats, the wicket split, can be misleading based on what I'm going to say after this. The pace is 150 wickets, spin is 18, but according to me in the middle overs, the spinners can have an impact at this venue. They've not been bowled as often. And if you look through the other scorecards, I agree that they haven't picked up many wickets, and we can see that they only picked up 18 wickets in those 12 matches. But I feel that the spinners can still have an impact in the middle overs at this venue, and I'll be suggesting the 11s accordingly. Starting off with India, my 11 would be Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill to open the batting, Virat Kohli number 3, KL Rahul 4, Shreyas Iyer 5, Akshar Patel 6, Nitish Kumar Reddy number 7, 1 of Washington Sundar and Prasidh Krishna number 8, Ashdeep Singh 9, Kuldeep Yadav 10, Mohammad Siraj number 11. And I think the reason why I'm saying they could go with 1 of Prasidh Krishna or Washington Sundar is because if Prasidh Krishna plays, you've got 3 frontline seamers being Ashdeep Singh, Mohammad Siraj, Prasidh Krishna. Now, Mohammad Siraj is his record in white ball cricket. He's been inconsistent. You saw an element of that in the previous match as well, which is the reason why in the first 10 overs the ball will move around at this venue. Is it a given that Mohammad Siraj would make the most use of those conditions? I don't think so, despite he's skilled. So if they want an extra assurance, then they could bring in Prasidh Krishna. But what could happen as an alternative is, and I think the second decision would mean Nitish Kumar has to bowl more, which I think is a positive, where if Washington Sundar retains his place in the side, if they can somehow manage with Ashdeep Singh, Mohammad Siraj and Nitish Kumar, then you've got 3 spinners. I had said in the previous segment, the stat that I had read out is misleading. I think the spinners can have an impact at this venue. If you've got Kuldeep Yadav, an attacking spinner, then you've got defensive spinners in Akshar Patel and Washington, you could manage. So if Nitish Kumar has to bowl, let's say 5 overs, you've got Kuldeep Yadav, Mohammad Siraj, Ashdeep Singh, Akshar Patel, that's 40 overs there. Washington 5, Nitish Kumar Reddy 5. I think that would give him more of a bowling exposure, which he has not got much of in the last few matches. And I think if they can, in this side, I agree that they've got a lot of options if they also play Washington Sundar, but I think Nitish Kumar, they should send him at least 1 slot higher in this case because they want to see what they can get out of him with the bats, and I think he should bowl at least 5 overs with the ball. I didn't think it was a wrong decision to leave him out in the previous match given the conditions at Perth, but I think he should play in this case. And if you're looking at the batting lineup, I will say this again, there is no need to change something that has been working. In the previous match, KL Rahul, who opens in the test side, is technically sound and is in very good form. You're batting him at number 6, I don't understand. Well, I think the logical progression would be KL Rahul 4, Shreyas Iyer 5, Akshar Patel 6. And I mentioned this hypothetical case in I think a couple of videos ago and in the previous video where pretend if India are 250 for 4 and if KL Rahul has to walk out on the last 10 overs, are you going to ask him to power hit from the get-go? I don't think it's a role that he's a very good player, but I think he's a player who takes a bit of time at the start and then he can continue. So for practical purposes and him batting more of the innings being in this technically sound, I think that number 4 would be the slot for him. Then you've got Shreyas Iyer and Akshar. I think they'd do better batting after that point. So that's why I've got KL Rahul at number 4. I didn't think it was a change that needed to be made to put him at number 6. And this is the side I would go with, but I would say that India have got to play Kuldeep Yadav. And I think if India win the toss, they should bat first. I wouldn't be surprised if Australia win the toss, they choose to bowl, but I think India should choose to bat. And now in the Australia 11, a couple of players have returned to the squad. Adam Zampa, you've got Alex Carey. And then Marnus Labuschagne, after the previous match, he was named as a replacement for Cameron Green. He would be in my side, however, they've given an opportunity to Matthew Short and Matthew Renshaw. Would they make a change after one match? I don't know. He would be in my side, I think, especially since Steve Smith has retired. Marnus Labuschagne has got to play in this side, but they may not give that opportunity since they brought him into the squad after giving an opportunity to these two. Alex Carey is a proven player, but Josh Philippe played in the first match and he did well. So since they know what Alex Carey can offer, they may not make that change, so I've left him out as well. So how they could go is Mitchell Marsh, Travis Head, Matthew Short 3, Josh Philippe 4, Matthew Renshaw 5, Cooper Connolly 6, Mitchell Owen 7, Mitchell Stark 8, Xavier Bartlett 9, Adam Zampa 10, Josh Hazelwood 11. And Nathan Ellis bowled 5 overs the previous match. He picked up a wicket, but I think he's a defensive bowler. And traditionally, Mitchell Stark doesn't have a great record against India. If he goes for runs early, then you've only got Josh Hazelwood as a seamer who can look to pick wickets, which is why I've brought in another seamer who you can back to be more wicket-taking in Xavier Bartlett. And with the spinners, you've got Adam Zampa, Cooper Connolly, Matthew Short, and Travis Head. And as I said again, in my side, I would have played Marnus Labuschagne because you've got the openers where they look to be aggressive. Would it consistently work out? I don't know. Then you've got Matthew Short, not played many matches, but he's a good player. Josh Philippe, would he be in the first choice side? He probably wouldn't be. Matthew Renshaw has made his return after a while. Cooper Connolly is also fairly new to the scene. Then Mitchell Owen, fairly new to the scene. It's not the strongest of middle orders. And even if you include the openers, have you got that consistency there? I don't think so. So in that case, I would play Marnus Labuschagne, but they may not want to do that so they can test out the other options. So that is on this side. And now when comparing the 11s, the openers, Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill, I think they're a more consistent partnership than what Australia have got. And the middle order, yes, Virat Kohli didn't score runs in the previous match, but if you're comparing India's middle order to Australia's middle order, the skill level and the experience, I think India have got sort of superior levels on both. So I think India take the batting edge. As far as the fast bowling edge, Australia have got Mitchell Stark, Josh Hazelwood. For India, you've got Arshdeep Singh. Will Mohammad Siraj use the conditions? You don't know. And will Prasidh Krishna or Harshit Dana, if they play, will they use the conditions? You don't know. So Australia have got the fast bowling edge. But for India, you've got Kuldeep Yadav, then the two defensive spinners for Australia. You've only got one frontline spinner. So if you're considering the batting and the spin in the middle overs, I think India will go with an edge in this match. And let's see what happens. If you enjoy this video, please subscribe, share with friends, and this is my opinion.